Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jen Jordan, and I lead content and thought leadership at Insight Partners. I also organized the Scale Up AI conference coming up on November 12th, which features keynotes from Ali K. Miller and Andrew Ng. As a preview to this amazing conference, I'm excited to introduce this fireside discussion today with Copado Chief Operating Officer Sanjay Gidwani and Insight Partners Vice President Julia Murphy. During our session today, we're pleased to offer you 35% off your ticket for Scale Up AI. The code on the website will appear right here below the screen during the chat. With that, please welcome our speakers to the stage. Over to you, Julia.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Scale Up AI Soundbites. This is our series of sessions from across the Insight portfolio, highlighting some of the ways our companies are enabling other companies to scale up, leveraging the power of AI. I'm Julia Murphy, as Jen said, with Insight Partners, and we're excited to bring you another episode in advance of the upcoming conference on November 12th. Today, I'm thrilled to be speaking with COO of Copado, Sanjay Gidwani. I've had the pleasure of working with Copado over the past 5 years, and it's been an impressive journey to watch the company evolve from a Salesforce DevOps tool to a truly AI-driven platform that is drastically increasing the speed and quality of software delivery. Sanjay's played a critical role in guiding the company's strategy around AI, both optimizing the use of AI internally and enabling customers to do the same with the Copado tool. So with that, Sanjay, it's great to have you here. Maybe to kick us off, you can tell us a bit more about yourself and the story of Copado.
Yeah, absolutely. And Julie, it's great to be here in a different type of forum than a boardroom meeting. It's awesome. But yeah, really excited to be here and be talking at Scale Up AI. And as you mentioned, I've been at Copado for 6 years. It's actually a fun story of how I got engaged with the team. So back in 2014, when the company was first getting started, Phil and Federico, I was at Salesforce and launching and working on Salesforce's most complex engagements. I got an email out of the blue, and it was from Phil about Copado. They did a demo of the software, and it was one of those things where I'm like, and as a practitioner and where I was in my career, I was like, I have to have this solution. The team was just getting started, and so I was like, hey, do you guys take credit cards? And they're like, yeah. And I don't know if they had the functionality built yet, but I just put it on my corporate credit card because I just had to have the software. So over those years, I continued to build the relationship with the team. We got them introduced to other potential customers. And then in 2018, they asked me to come aboard. So it was a really cool experience to come from like one of the first customers to be able to help this company grow over the last 6 years here at Copado.
Awesome. So kind of the most recent piece of the Copado journey is your recent launch of Copado's AI agents, which are the several parts of the DevOps lifecycle that are anthropomorphized in like little minions. Can you tell us a little bit more about the launch of those agents?
Yeah, the launch was awesome. I mean, we had a Cybertruck in San Francisco during Dreamforce, going around. It was wrapped with our super agents, and it was pretty cool. But where the real value is of our agents is really how we're helping the Salesforce developers and admin transform their teams and their projects. Our AI agents are the plan agent, the build agent, test agent, release agent, and operate agent. So it spans the entire DevOps life cycle, and it empowers teams to focus on innovation, right? So we believe at Copado is that AI is here to help humans. The human brain is the most powerful computer that can never be matched. But human beings are naturally just naturally don't enjoy mundane tasks, right? So if we can provide agents that help you align across the entire life cycle, we believe we're helping teams focus on innovation and delivering more business value to their end users, so that organizations can move faster and continue to grow. And so really, it's about that accelerating. These agents are helping, in the end, accelerate business value for our customers and Salesforce customers.
And is there maybe a recent example of like a company that you've worked with that's doing a good job, or you've really seen like get the whole value out of the Copado platform now that there's so much AI integrated natively?
Yeah, I mean, where we're seeing what's really been stood out, and it's not any specific industry, but there's healthcare, it's retail, it's CPG, it's kind of all over the board. But what we see happening in these enterprises is that there's a focus on productivity, right? So it's like, hey, we can't staff the teams the way that the teams could have been staffed, but the backlog of work isn't getting smaller, right? So it's like, hey, we need to achieve these business goals. We need to achieve, whether it's growth goals, whether it's adoption goals. If you're a SaaS business, you still need to reach those goals, right? None of that is changing. And so where we're seeing the real value is like one of our customers and came to us and said, hey, we're down by one test. We're down to one tester because these other two have been reassigned to a different project. This AI is really helping us keep pace with our testing to make sure that we're delivering quality code. So we don't necessarily need to have another human there, but that one human can help orchestrate and deliver more value leveraging our test agent. So those are the types of stories that we're seeing with our customers who've adopted this.
It's really upskilling like your existing labor force and enabling them to do more, like with, I guess, hopefully the dream is higher quality and higher efficiency, right?
Yeah, exactly. Higher quality, higher efficiency. Have the human mind focus on the most complex tasks, so that you don't necessarily need to have a human. And I think that's great for humanity as well, right? We're able to stretch people to achieve their true potential.
hmm If you think about the DevOps lifecycle, is there like a piece of the puzzle or a particular agent that you're most excited about in terms of delivering ROI to your customers?
The one that's I call it the older brother of the agents, is the test agent. That's the one that we've had in our customers the longest, and so that's really where we're seeing a lot of value. The one that I'm actually most excited about is the plan agent, and there's a lot of cool stuff we're going to be doing with the plan agent. The team just this morning was showing me how they're leveraging the plan agent already in their development lifecycle, and how we're going to be connecting that to different interfaces such as Jira, Copado, and be able to automatically create user stories right into the process, using it as a real partner. And why am I excited about the plan agent? Because that's the beginning of the process, right? Most projects that you're doing, if the planning is screwed up, the rest of the project is more prone to risk, right? So if we can have the agent in there and help align the project from the get-go, the most efficiently, it's going to be good down the line. And secondly, there's a lot of cost in planning, right? And if you think about a traditional project, whether it's a technology project, flying people in person, doing requirements gathering, all of those things are true costs, right? And so being able to eliminate some of that stuff and get more efficient with the plan agent, we believe will be setting up projects for success. That's why I'm excited, most excited about the plan agent.
Awesome. As you think about AI, like what are the biggest opportunities you see for the business?
So, broadly, obviously, we believe in AI, and we've taken this approach. Ted Elliott, our CEO, is we're AI first, right? So when I think about the business, it's not just, hey, we're selling the software, but we're doing it too. Our oldest example of where we brought AI into our business was on our support team. We recognized that we were increasing a volume of cases, and these cases were easily resolved with AI. So we introduced that to our support team to help upskill our support team, and we saw immediate impacts in our caseloads, and our cost to deliver cases went down. We didn't have to add headcount. But what we then experienced, and I validated this with other support leaders, is that now the cases get more complex, right? Because you're able to knock out easy cases really fast. The ones that are more complex are the ones that are challenging, and those are the ones that where businesses need to solve. And so that's where we are with our support in the business. I really see support as a function where AI can help. The other one that we recently introduced was to our SDR team, right? To be able to do a lot more outbound calls. So we introduced 80, just a few weeks ago, we introduced it to our SDR and BDR team. And the team was blown away by the amount of calls that they were able to place. So it's like, how do you augment existing proven processes that, we've had playbooks for years. I mean, Insight does a great job of helping companies with these playbooks. But how do you supercharge those with these agents, and to be able to get more operational efficiency out of your business? How do we leverage this to help us with CAC? How do we leverage this to help us with the other key metrics you need to operate a sound business while hitting the growth goals?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's something that you guys talk about a lot, right, Julia?
Yes, no, definitely. And I think as you mentioned that, one of the sort of magical parts of AI is this sort of kind of, because it's not just data, it's decision making ability. Can you talk a little bit about like kind of how Copado's AI enables data driven decision making and personalization, particularly because it's in a Salesforce context, so it's definitely helps with customer experience.
Yeah, there's two things that, I was talking with Ted the other day, and we call AI as the honest broker, right? AI, it's going to tell you what the facts are. And the one place that we've really realized the honest broker concept is in our engineering organization. So leveraging our agile best practices, being able to be honest about what's getting done and what's not getting done, right? When it's going to get done. All the data is there, right? Our system provides the commits, the promotes, the deployments. We know how fast people are developing. We know the complexity of the user stories that are developing. But what gets really hard is to have an honest conversation, because we're human beings, right? We're naturally prone to want to make sure that we sugarcoat things. But sometimes you just need that, that brutal honesty to be able to keep you in check and on the right path. And so it kind of this the plan agent has really helped us be that honest broker where we are in the process and how we can continuously improve.
Aside from brutal honesty, are there any other perceived risks and challenges you see in adopting AI? I think this is probably a pretty hot topic.
Yeah, there's definitely, so what we're seeing is definitely a lot of questions we're getting around security, questions we're getting around compliance, and the way that we've architected our solution is to make sure that the data stays within Copado's boundary, because our customers trust Copado. So we want to make sure that we're handling the data most appropriately. And so those are definite risks, security, compliance, and we talk about accuracy. And when you think about the data that you're leveraging, the risks that you see with AI hallucinating are greater when you have less context, because it has to find an answer. So it's going to give you the best answer. But the way that we've designed our system is to be able to add as much documentation about your processes, right? And so the more you give the system, the more accurate it's going to be around what you're trying to accomplish. But those are really three: security, compliance, and accuracy, I believe, are risks, and making sure that you have the best practice in place to address those is key.
Mm-hmm. How do you see like the, not Salesforce, the platform, but like sort of the business, employees adopting AI and being collaborative versus resisting the change?
Oh, that's a really good question, Julia. And one of the things, I went on vacation. When was this? This was in August, and I was talking with some of my family members, around AI. What are they seeing in their businesses? And one of the feedback I got, and this is a cousin of mine that runs a contact center, and he was basically saying, what's really hard is the change management aspect of things. So if you've got existing workflows and existing processes, to be able to have people shift is where you might not be getting the efficiencies. And so when we think about the AI, it's really about making sure that your change management plan is solid, but integrating it into the existing workflows, right? So where you see the resistance is one, I kind of mentioned it when we were talking before around accuracy. But if you have the best practices to have your data, you can help overcome that. And the other is, hey, how am I doing my job? And so the more that you can integrate AI into the existing workflows will really help address the adoption. Like our engineering team, we use Slack internally, and we've integrated our AI into Slack, and so that's been able to help the engineering team because that's the tool they use in order to communicate. So thinking about it that way, I really think it reduces the resistance to AI.
And on that note, I know we're coming up on time, but I want to hear a little bit about what you think the future looks like for Copado and their AI journey.
Yeah, I think what we're doing today is we're really excited about pushing the boundaries of DevOps and AI and automating tasks. And where we really see the future is really in connecting four things. One, I just mentioned interfaces. Where are the people working? How are we pushing AI to the existing workflows? The second thing I've already mentioned, data, right? How are we taking the data and helping our customers include their data? And this is not rows and columns data. This could be unstructured data. It could be a standard operating procedure that lives in a Google Doc, right? It could be some sort of template Excel file that you use for inventory management, right? How do you pull this data into the app platform to get it more accurate? And once you get that, where we believe is next is the workflows, right? So how do you get autonomous tasks going, right? When we're moving in that direction with our autonomous testing, right? To automatically leverage, our robots to be able to enter data or execute tasks, right? So what we really believe, it's this coupling between the data, the interfaces where people work, and the automation that's really going to drive the future of AI and the future of operating a business.
Awesome. Well, it's been such a great journey to watch, and I've certainly had the pleasure firsthand of seeing the demos of the Copado agents at work and board meetings. So I'm very lucky to have experienced that, and I can't wait to see where you guys go. But thank you so much for the conversation, and